and welcome to another episode of the Rorschach Test Podcast. Today, I got a special guest. I got family with me. My man, Nardo. What's going on, bro?
What's going on, bro? How
Oh,
you
man.
how you feeling today?
I'm good, man. I'm good. How you feeling? You look tired.
Nah. I ain't tired. Just been working.
Okay,
That's
I got
all.
you.
That's all.
I got you. I figured that little boy of yours had you up all night, man.
Yeah, then on top of writing music and making beats and stuff like that too.
Yeah,
You
it's
know,
working.
he keep me alive.
Yeah.
He keep me moving.
So, all right. So, for everybody, if it's your first time watching, so what I do here at the Rorschach Test Podcast is I put up a series of Rorschach tests or ink blots, and I ask my guests what they see. So, based off what they see, I connect it to what they do for a living or to their passions. In this instance, we're going to be talking about rap. Nardo is a rapper. He has some phenomenal music, and at the end, he's going to let you know where you can find all that music and how you can get in contact with him. But but no, though, first, man, just let's talk a little bit before we even do this picture thing. Let's talk a little bit about rap, man. So how exactly did you even get into it?
Well, I think I was born with a gift.
Hmm.
Um, I've been into music since I can talk, or I think since before I can talk. It always been a passion of mine. Like when you speak of music, to me, you're not just speaking of, dance and who got the best drill lyrics. To me, nah, music is all kinds. I listen to all kinds of music. So it ain't just rap for me. It's rock and roll. It's country. Of course, I don't listen to none of the racial music and nothing like that.
Right.
But I listen to all kind of music. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not one thing that depicts me over music. I can make a rock and roll song just as well as I can make a trap song. I know how to use auto tune real good, mix,
Hmm.
produce, play drums, congos, roller tones. You know what I'm saying? So it's just in me.
Right.
I don't know. I was in a marching band, kid. I
Hmm.
love music.
Yeah. Yeah.
My first love.
Yeah. You just have a gift. You just have a
Yeah.
gift. Okay. So, all right, man. Well, how long? How long you did? Or you have you been rapping? Like, when did you decide to actually start rapping?
Start rapping and just what you mean by taking it serious with my lyrics
Yeah.
or
Yeah. Hmm.
probably about 15.
Okay.
But I can write as a kid, as even at like 9, 10 years old, I can write music. But
Hmm.
I think me actually understanding what some of the music was, it's probably like 15, 16 years old,
Hmm.
getting into it, understanding, different like Jay Z from Jay Z from New York and Master P was from down south,
Hmm.
Louisiana, you know what I'm saying? Really didn't have that understanding growing up, just thinking everybody's from California or everybody from New York.
Right.
Where Master P from? Well, he from Richmond, California. No, he from Louisiana. He just moved to Richmond, California.
Yeah.
Like I ain't have a clear understanding back then, but as I
Hmm.
learned and I understood, that's when the words start coming together even better. And
Got
once
you.
they get to clicking, you know how that go. We've been in the stew together.
Yeah. Absolutely. And it's been too long, man. It's been
Yeah,
way too long. I'm itching to get back in there, man. So
we waiting on you. We
I
waiting
know.
on
I know. So, all right, man, we're about to get into some of these pictures, but what I'm going to be doing is, making an emotional and psychological connection. So a lot of the questions that I have are based on, things that could evoke emotions, or just you may have to take a little trip into the psychological part of your brain or whatever. But a lot of this also is just recalling memories. That's it.
you.
And just making that connection to who you are and to what it is that you do. So here's the first picture. So in this picture right here, what did you say you saw?
Well, first and foremost, I say people growing apart.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's like at one point they were one, so now they face to go opposite directions
Okay.
for whatever reason. You know, they got their own reasons, but but that's what I see.
I
Um,
think I think that I like that you said that because you're talking about what you see, but then you also brought emotion into it as well. So now you're talking about these people are growing apart, and it's like, well, for whatever reason, now you're kind of getting into the fact that there is a reason. You're not getting into a specific reason, but just the fact that you know that there is a reason, and you know that they're growing apart. I think that that was big. So, what else did you say you saw on this picture?
um, upper body strength.
Upper body strength. Okay.
Yeah, upper body strength. You know,
Uh-huh.
a lot of people don't work. A lot of people don't work on building they bottom half.
Right. Yeah.
You know, a lot of people only work on the top because what you see more physically is your top. Like people,
Right.
they don't really get to see my legs that wear jeans all the time. But
Right.
you wear short sleeve shirts, so you know people like to show off their arms and stuff. That's what I
Hmm.
say upper body strength. You know, because the lower part is like it's just there. Like you're only using it for support. Like
Right.
really not utilizing it the way you're supposed to be utilizing.
Hmm. And what was the third thing that you said you saw in this picture?
Well, this is gonna be my comedian side. It looked like it looked like I'm frying some chicken.
All right, so we're
That
gonna deal
wasn't
with
the first. I want to say that wasn't the first thought. That was the last thought. But it looked like some chicken ready to go in a deep fry. I might have been hungry with that thought too.
all right, so I want to talk about we're going to deal with all three of those things, okay? But first I want to start with the upper body strength. So
Right.
upper body strength, of course, it comes from working out, carrying weight. So I want to talk about carrying weight. So tell me about the heaviest weight that you've ever had to carry on your shoulders.
Going to jail for somebody else, not telling them.
Hmm. Hmm.
I mean, that was the biggest. I mean, but I ain't gonna say that was the biggest. I ain't gonna say that was the biggest. Just being accused of something I didn't do, period. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it didn't have to be. It have been times where I was accused where I wasn't even in the situation at all, but I still had to get locked up and go through the court process and still beat it. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Hmm.
But it's just the process of the time being lost. You know what I'm saying? That's time you can never get back.
Right.
People don't understand that.
Hmm.
That's my biggest thing. You know, the being penalized for something I didn't do. If it was something I did, then sure, you know, I'm willing to accept whatever consequences that come along with my actions. But then
Yeah.
my actions, not nobody else's.
Right. Did you know the person that actually committed the crime?
In one sense, yeah. But in one sense, nah, they just scooped me up. And it was
Okay.
just like, you fit the description. It was you. I seen you. And he was lying to just pick me up because I was a juvenile.
Hmm.
You know, and they was chasing juveniles. So they picked me up in the process. And I ain't know none of them.
Hmm.
But there was one instance, yeah. I knew the dude and stick to the code because
Right.
that was just the life that we lived
Right.
at the time back then anyway.
Hmm.
But I ended up, but it was cool though. He looked out for me in the end when I came out. He looked
Hmm.
out for me. I ain't do that much time anyway. I did like 2 weeks, but it's the hassle of them 2 weeks that I can't get back.
Right. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
might could have became a millionaire in them 2 weeks.
Right. But there's another side to it. You could have also gotten killed those 2 weeks that you were out.
Yeah,
So there could be a hidden blessing there.
right,
Sometimes we kind of got to look at the things that aren't so favorable and find a silver lining or even create a silver lining to make us feel better for what we had to endure. It was, sometimes I feel like God protects us from things and we don't even know it.
right.
We don't understand it. It could be something as simple as being as like sitting in traffic and you sitting there pissed off that you got sit in this traffic, you about to be late to where you're going, but it could be best that you were sitting in this traffic because had things been flowing, it could have been an accident, could have been you, you know. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, you know, you just never know. Just never know. But I can understand that. So is that a weight that you still carry?
Nah, I try not to carry no weight. Try to let all of it go.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the more weight that you carry, and I know this from experience because I used to keep it bottled up instead of me letting it out, and I explode. When I
Mm-hmm.
explode, I'm going crazy,
Right.
and it ain't nothing good about it because once you finish, you feel dumb like that. And why did I do that? That was stupid.
Right.
So
Mm-hmm.
like, I try to talk about it and confront every situation head up if I think that it's a problem. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? If it's that big enough to deal with. But if it ain't that big enough to deal with, I just be like, you know what? I ain't dealing with that situation no more. Just let it go. Cause it ain't worth the stress nor the headache. It ain't putting a penny in my pocket, and it ain't all this. It's teaching me a lesson though.
Mm-hmm.
It is teaching me a lesson. Just don't deal with that person. Have I see fit, but
Right.
it ain't no weight on my shoulders though.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. Um, okay. So the other thing that you said you saw was people growing apart. Two
Right.
people, two people growing apart. So oftentimes when people grow apart, the end result is either one or both of those people having a broken heart, right? So I want to talk about that. Tell me about your biggest heartbreak.
My biggest heartbreak. Mm, probably with probably with my youngest son, mom. And it wasn't like a cheating heartbreak or nothing like that. It was just she could never be happy.
Mm,
You know, I mean, as a man, play games. I mean, that's us being human. Period. You know, we play games and stuff like that. I can overlook because I mean, we sometimes let our flesh get the best of us. There's no
mm,
secret in that. As being human. But it was the happiness part. Like at no point in your life can you be happy, and that's what I want per se. You know what I'm saying? We ain't gotta be the richest people on earth. We ain't gotta have everything, but being happy, being not being content with what you got, but striving for more, but being happy with what you got.
right.
You know what I'm saying? And
Mm.
work hard for more.
So are you
She.
saying that she was never happy or you couldn't find happiness with her?
I don't think she was ever happy.
Okay.
I
And of
don't
course,
think she
that's
was
going to
ever
affect your happiness.
right because we together. When she
Right.
mad, I'm mad. When she cry, I cry.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? If she having a bad day, I can feel it. She
Mhm.
ain't got nothing. And we cool. You know what I'm saying? It ain't no hard feelings, no love lost,
Right.
nothing like that. Because I'm still there, no matter what. But you just gonna have to do it separate.
Hmm.
If you can't find happiness, if you can't find happiness on your own without me, you ain't gonna never find it with me.
Right.
Cause you gonna always go. Your mind gonna always go back to thinking, and that's a hard that's another hard thing to do after been in a toxic relationship for so long, and then you trying to make some sense of it, but you can't, and the only thing you doing is accusing or having jealous emotions,
Hmm.
and that's some as a man. I ain't gonna say as a man, as human, that's what we do. We end up, you know, going off of jealous emotional rage instead of thinking about the situation logically, or even saying that, damn, I played games too. Because in a lot of situations, it's always the man that gets mad for the woman playing games, or
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying.
Right.
The women got it. They got to stick their chin out, chest up.
Yeah.
When they cheat on us, we want to leave. No, I don't want to be with her no more. She gave it away. He's like, no.
Yo, so you know what? Tell me something, man. You know, oftentimes we are quicker to leave because of cheating than women are. Why do you think that is?
We can't take it. All right, in the biblical days, right?
Hmm.
And I think this has stuck with man since the beginning of time. Man were known to have multiple wives and multiple women.
Hmm.
You know, in the beginning of time, you can read and it'll say, well, Moses had 7 or 8 wives, or this person had 13 wives, or so it's in man, and then women show attention when they see that you with somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
When they know that you with somebody else, or they see, it's like they gotta have what's not theirs. That's the hardest part of a woman. To me anyway, that's,
Mm-hmm.
oh, you want something that's not yours. Even if you know you can't have it, even if you know if you never gonna get it, but that's gonna always be your little battery recharger. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That oh yeah, okay, I know this person. Or it might not be in person. It can be window shopping. You know what I'm saying? It can be anything.
Mm-hmm.
But men can't take that type of pressure. Some men can't.
Mm-hmm.
I know me, I always say, if you play the game, you get caught. You knew what you was doing. Ain't no
Game.
point in lying about it. You lie about it, you're gonna make her leave. But honesty, honesty is the key to all of that. If a person just being upfront and honest, or if they get caught, because I ain't gonna say, if it ain't nothing broke, don't try to fix it.
Right.
But if you get caught, just be upfront and honest. Or if a woman upfront and honest about it, don't be sarcastic about it.
Mm-hmm.
That's why men can, and that's another reason women sarcastic. They know how to press a button that say explode.
Yeah.
They know how to do it, but that's the nature of a woman. Don't make your woman mad, and if you can have a conversation on, don't argue. You're gonna lose the argument. Women not physical, they verbal. Don't end up in a physical altercation for a verbal fight that you lost.
Right. Right.
Nah.
All right, man. So the other thing you said you saw was uh look like cooking chicken.
Yeah, I might have been hungry.
Yeah, well, that's cool. I'm glad you said it because now I want to talk about cooking rappers.
Cooking who?
Cooking rappers,
Rappers?
rappers, other rappers.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, I want you to tell me about a time that you had to get on the track and cook another rapper.
Oh man, that's plenty of times. I think I get into that. I get into that verbal sport on tracks with other people because I want to be the best.
Well, you know what? I know where you're going with that, and I'm going to come back to that in a second. I'm talking about more of like a personal beef that you've had with somebody, and
Oh,
you've
they
had
don't want that. They don't want that because I'm creative. I'm creative. Um, I'm very creative. Uh, I ain't gonna brag on my man or my brother, but I dissed them, and it was creative. It wasn't even something that even wanted to put out or nothing like that. But it was like my name just kept coming up, and I was like, I don't even hang around them. Why they keep bringing my name up, or why they keep saying this about me, or why they keep saying so I wrote the song. But I don't think no, I'm too creative.
is this the song that you did last year?
Yeah, they came to aid with them. And then
Yeah.
if you listen to my music, I send subliminal shots and
Hmm.
stuff like that. But it wasn't too much. I actually wrote a whole album about them too.
Is it about the same two people I know?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Okay, all right. I just want to know if that's where you're going with. Okay.
yeah. I wrote a whole album, but I say me that's being petty.
Hmm.
But that's a way of letting go of my frustration and my anger for me not to go out here and do something stupid.
Right.
That's how you don't work off emotion. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? I ain't gonna go out here and put my hands on nobody because they diss me on the track.
Right. Right.
I'm gonna diss them back even harder.
Hmm.
I'm a comedian. I know how to. I ain't gonna say I'm a comedian. Take that back. I know how to be funny.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And growing up, all we did was joan and joke. You know what I'm saying? 20, even in the schools. If you couldn't take it, you wasn't part of that crowd.
Right.
But I learned quick. I was light skinned. I wasn't ugly. I was a little dusty, but wasn't ugly. So I'm already up one. Don't be ugly. Fire your ass up. But you got you. But that's the rappers get too emotional. They act like women.
Mm-hmm.
Instead of man a Jay-Z Nas thing, even Jay-Z, even Jay-Z and Nas, it got personal, but it didn't get violent.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's the difference between all right, come on now, you going too far now, like
Mm-hmm.
chill
Yeah.
out. But a lot of they just go too far.
Yeah. I when I heard about the song, because they told me about it. So when I heard about the song, I was like, dang, I remember thinking, I wonder where it's coming from. I know you ain't gonna do it for no reason.
Right.
I was just wondering, exactly what sparked it. But the one thing that I was never worried about was it turning violent because, it's still family.
Yeah,
I look at it like, brothers have issues and sometimes there are arguments, then you get past it, whatever. And that's just how I saw that. I didn't
yeah.
think it was gonna get anywhere near that.
I wasn't expecting it to go violent. I ain't wanted to go viral because when you get money with people or you trying to get money with somebody or you helping somebody do something, it's like, all right, my brother. If you listen to the song, then you know the extent of it. My brother was stealing from me.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And Tay he got mad over the music that wasn't being put out. So I
Right.
took it upon myself and just put it out. And I kind of understand where he was coming from. Him saying that he paying for this stuff and he paying for this and he paying for that. But I'm like, man, every day we sit and wait, that's time lost.
Hmm.
We can't get that time back. I ain't gonna be a teenager forever, bro. I'm a grown man with children, bro.
Right.
Like, come on, man. Let's have some fun with this shit now. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. But everything is cool now, right? And everybody is. Yeah.
yeah, most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
I was just over Tay house.
Hmm.
So over Tay house a couple days ago, probably
Hmm.
like a week ago, probably like a week
Yeah.
ago. And I just talked to my brother. I was talking to my brother a couple days ago too.
Hmm.
But it ain't no problem. Trying to get Tay to stay with the music, and I'm trying to keep my brother not to make demonic music sometimes.
Right. I got you.
Everything ain't a struggle. You know what I'm saying? I understand I understand that's your campaign, what you running for, but everything ain't a struggle, man.
Hmm. Yeah. Okay, man. Well, look, I want to get into another one of these pictures here. So this one right here. What did you say you saw here?
I say that I seen two animals like getting along.
Hmm.
Me reason me saying that in the beginning is it just looked like two moose walking together, like a Rocky and Bullwinkle situation. just walking up, just walking past some trees or something. Man. It's
Uh-huh.
like what's the name of that camera? It's like that camera lens that show the reflection. You know what I'm saying? Show the reflection of something, like going like if it's walking away, if it's coming into it, it show it going in and never leaving out. But if it's walking
Hmm.
away from it, it show it like walking away. It looked like a reflection, but
Okay.
it just looked like two moose
Hmm.
or whatever them things with them big things come out their heads.
Yeah, that's a moose.
Like, say
Hey,
nah,
okay. And
bro.
what was the other thing you said you saw?
A skull,
A
like
skull. Okay.
like defined, like a dinosaur fossil.
Okay.
Um, like to me, it looked like a Tyrannosaurus or one of the. I don't know
Hmm.
the exact name of the dinosaur with the rhino, missing with the little joint come out the nose.
Hmm.
That's what it look. That's what that looked like to me. It's like
Okay.
just look like uh, a structure of an animal corpse per se.
Okay. All right. So I want to start with the skull. Well, I want to talk about you as a kid. Yo,
Right.
were you a hard-headed little kid?
I don't want to say hard headed because I don't think they kicked us outside as kids.
Hmm.
I'm talking about this was the height. Fucking, I don't know if I can curse. I'm sorry. It's the
No,
height
you
of
can
the
go.
murder.
You good. You good. Go ahead.
it was the height of the murder capital, and some of the murders was like 400 and something, 500, almost 500, and they kicking us, they putting us outside. Get the fuck out the house. I ain't gonna mess my house. So I wouldn't say I would be hard headed because you ain't got no daughter around to tell you nothing. And you gotta learn on your own. So say more so. What's the name of that word I want to use? Curious. Like I want to see if I can get away with this, or if I couldn't get away with this. But I learned the hard way. I was one of the kids who learned the hard way.
So you basically didn't have the, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't want to be off in with what I'm saying, but it seemed like you didn't necessarily have the guidance that you or guidelines or rules that, because it's different if somebody, when you think about somebody that's hard-headed, it's like, look, I gave them the rules, they chose not to follow the rules. But what you're saying is you didn't even have the rules in order for you to be hard-headed.
Yeah, I didn't even have the rules for me.
Okay.
I mean, put it to you like this, right? All right, if my grandmother at work all day long, it's summertime. Now it's not school time, because of course, school time, we supposed to be in school, so we got somewhere to be during the daytime. But if it's summertime and you're gone from 7 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the evening, and then when you get off from work, you don't even come straight home. You know what I'm saying? And then you got my aunt's the aunt who was living with us at the time, she number like 9 years older than me. So that's like my sister. And then, my other aunt, which is she like around my mother age, she was, she had her own kids. So, she got her own responsibilities. But my mother passed when I was 7. And my father, he was on drugs. Smoking crack, I ain't going north. No seatbelt on, he didn't care.
Right. Okay.
Like, nah. But that was my man. No, I love my father. I respect my father. Despite his flaws or the shit that he done and said to me. But I always loved my father.
Yeah, man.
You couldn't take that away.
Yeah, and the thing is, man, he suffered from addiction, and that's an illness. I think, I don't look at people as, when I hear people just see somebody who's addicted to crack, whatever, and they just call them a crackhead. I'm like, nah, it's, there's a much deeper story there. You can't just call them a crackhead.
I mean, me just saying crackhead because, me saying crackhead, but actually my father wasn't. I wouldn't say he was addicted. I would say he was a recreational crack smoker. He never let himself down. Like he had binge, but he had binge when he wants to. It was never when that Monday come to get up and go to work, he get up and he take his ass to work. And all week he ain't getting high. From Sunday, from Sunday all the way up to Thursday, he might drink a beer, smoke his little cigarettes, but he ain't smoking no coke. But on Friday, from Friday,
it's party time.
He bait me up, Scotty. Let me make sure I go get my stem right. Say 2:15, nephew. I'm on the way over there now. It's like, rest in peace, pops. No.
But that's
yeah, but like my father told me I was a mistake, all that type of shit.
Yeah.
So, but they had me. They was teenagers. My pops was like 17. My mother was like 16, going on 17. My birthday, a day before my father's and 4 days before my mother's. So I kind of understand the frustration. They wanted to go have fun for that week and they couldn't. They had me instead.
Yeah.
But that ain't my fault. Nobody told y'all to lay down.
Right.
I wasn't pressing y'all to come down.
Well, you know what? I've started. I guess when I hear people say, that somebody was a mistake, I hear that differently than the way a lot of people receive it. For me, is your existence is never a mistake. You're here for a reason, but the timing was not what we wanted. The timing was just off, and that's what you were a mistake really means, you know. Now the
Nah,
timing was just
he
off.
kicked me out my ass and told me you was a fucking mistake. I told your mother get a abortion. I was young, I was probably like 11, probably like 11 or
Mm-hmm.
12 or something like that. But once he told me that, my mind clicked to just say, man, if this man don't give a fuck about me, man, who do? So I
Mm-hmm.
just started going hard from that point forward.
Mm-hmm.
What nothing, no, what could he? From that point forward, he couldn't tell me what to do. He
Mm-hmm.
couldn't tell me that I never called him dad. From that point forward,
Mm-hmm.
nothing. Like he lost the respect. He never lost the love though.
Got you.
Like
Okay.
I can't help it. You know, I love you. You know what I'm saying? But
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gotta respect you. We had problems, a bunch of hiccups, because
Mm-hmm.
he wasn't there for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
I can count on both of my hands how many times I seen my father,
Hmm.
and that's throughout my life.
Oh wow. Even up until now.
Yeah, I mean, he
Okay.
died. My father died when I was 21 years old.
Oh, okay. Okay.
22, went on 23, but yeah, all the way throughout my life.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't I ain't called him dad. I ain't cut that shit out, nigga.
Mm-hmm. So how has that affected you as a father?
It made me want. It made me. I didn't want kids in the beginning. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
want no kids. Nah. But he died 4 months after my son was born.
Hmm.
So he got to see my oldest son. He got to hold him and be a granddad for a couple months before he passed. But
Mm-hmm.
I always said that I would never be that.
Right.
I never be that. And time's hard. And I keep it real with my son and tell him, like I can't get it, or if I could get it, or you just gonna have to have some patience and wait.
Mm-hmm.
And he more so understanding now versus how he was as a kid.
Mm-hmm.
So now he more understanding that I'm about to be 16. My father do want to give me a car. Like my father wasn't thinking about getting me no motherfucking car at 16.
Right.
Fuck no, I wasn't fuck a car. He wasn't even thinking about giving me no tennis shoes. So let alone a fucking car.
Mm-hmm.
I was buying my own cars at 16.
Yeah.
But just to be there for my kids. I mean, one of them I don't get to see, and you know, I'm in the other three lives heavy.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not by choice; it's by force.
Right.
Something me and my mother got going on. I ain't fought no mother or nothing, but it's just it ain't work out. For the,
Mm.
but it'll come around full circle when it's right.
Yeah. You said at 11 that's when you had that realization where you felt like he didn't really care about you. So you like, if he don't care about me, who does? And you say you started to kind of wild out at that point. What kind of decisions were you making at that age?
Grown man decision.
Okay.
Um, you gotta be in the house by 8:30, 9 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't coming in the house tonight.
Hmm.
So they called the police. They called the police. They tried to put me in programs, so until they understood that jail was that just sent him to jail. Maybe he needed to see that for him to understand.
Mm-hmm.
But sending me to juvenile jail wasn't no good thing. It wasn't no life lesson.
Right.
None of that. It was me figuring out how to do something better. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
not better, but figure out how to commit crimes better.
Right.
And once I started doing that, it was a wrap. I started learning how to do all the demonic stuff and the craziness.
Right.
It ruined me, but
Mm-hmm.
it taught me a whole lot at the end of the day.
Yeah. Yeah. I get it. I get it, man. Okay. So look, I wanna move on to the next thing that you said. So you said, hold on, I'm gonna put this picture back up for a second. So here you also said too, I know you said Moose, but it looked like they were getting along, right?
Right.
Okay, so um as men and as rappers, we can be very, very competitive. Our animal instinct kicks in, and sometimes we can be in the room with another rapper And if we don't know this rapper, sometimes just that animal instinct, when it kicks in, we automatically get competitive. And I'm like, man, I bet I could tear his ass up. You know, I mean, you just immediately go there, right?
Right.
But once
I got something for that.
exactly. So, but when you get to that point, and I'm talking about with somebody that you don't know, a rapper that you don't know, but you're just in the same room and that animal instinct is already it's kicked in. Is there a way for you to reverse that and for you to eventually start getting along with that rapper?
Yeah, yeah, but you got a vibe though. You can't just. I when other rappers come in the door, I'm not competitive off the break. Even if me listening to their music, it's not necessarily me being competitive. If they just saying some great stuff, they just saying some great stuff. It's
Hmm.
no matter if I feel like I'm better or not. They just saying something great.
Right.
But if you got the rapper that want to be competitive, then that's when I'm gonna be competitive. If you're
Right.
not just rapping just to say, me, I'm on the blow and I got the Joe. If you ain't just doing that and you saying I'm about to shoot you, I'm gonna kill you, you don't really want that smoke, and you doing that, then I'm gonna get competitive because I feel like that's the type of rap that you into.
Hmm.
But if we just flowing just to flow, and I'm sitting over here and I'm drinking liquor and I've got this honey on me, then that's something different. But if you
Hmm.
saying, yeah, I got the toast in my waist, you about to brace and spray your whole block with mace, yeah, it's on now. You should never say that. You should never say that. Now you about to get dog. Put them on a TikTok. World star. It's like, no.
All right, so I tell you what, let's switch gears. Now let's talk about a rapper that you are cool with, and you get on a track with that rapper. Now, there's
Right.
somebody that you get along with them, but because we competitive, because we rappers, do you get on this track thinking, I'm gonna tear you up on this? You my man, you my brother, I love you, but I'm gonna tear you up on this track.
Every time. Every
Mhm.
time. But I don't go back to the rewriting the rap thing though.
Okay.
I'm not gonna do that because I
Mhm.
feel as though whatever I said, I can say it again. I just gotta be animated with it. I gotta get creative with what I
Right.
said. It's not the changing of it. It's being creative with what you got.
Hmm.
But if I go back and rewrite, that's cheating. That's
Yeah,
cheating.
I've always seen that as cheating too. Now, I can understand why certain rappers will want to go back because I've never redone a verse either. But I can understand, after a rapper lays down something and he goes back, somebody else gets on the track, and then they like, ah man.
To me, anyway, I can give a fuck. so many miles away, it would be LA. No,
Mm-hmm.
man. I ain't if you many miles away, I'm gonna get on you. I don't give a fuck. And you take it how
Mm-hmm.
you want to take. You come to DC if you want.
Mm-hmm.
We can bang it out however you want to, cause I own squash mines.
Good. And all of DC ain't been gentrified yet, so you still got
Nah,
some
you
spots
still
where,
got the projects over this
yeah,
motherfucker. And I'm a
yeah.
DC native. I live in DC. I ain't moved to Maryland. I ain't do none of that. I'm still in
Mm-hmm.
the trenches. So
Right.
no, I'm joking. Let me stop fucking word.
All
So he
right,
the
man.
50
Let's
Cent.
move on.
He the DC 50 Cent bully. Fuck him. So
What'd you say?
I said they gonna say him the DC 50 Cent, the bully. Fuck him. It's like, nah. Like, nah, let me stop, man.
All right, man. Let's get into this last picture here. So this one right here. What'd you say you saw?
That one I said, people brainstorming. You
Mm-hmm.
see, like at the circle at the bottom, you see it's
Uh-huh.
like look like it's 4 people, and
Mm-hmm.
then it's like all of them brainstorming having the same thought.
Okay.
But I say that like a light bulb pop up on somebody's head and they put a thought in somebody's head and then they saying, oh yeah, and then they had other people around them, now everybody together like, yeah, we could do it this way. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? Whether it's negative or positive, should have led with positive, but whether it's positive or negative, it's like they all got the same thought.
Mm-hmm.
And the
Okay.
other thing, oh boy,
No, no, go ahead. You were about to answer what I was about to ask. Go ahead.
I was about to say, and the other thing I said was, people praying.
Mm-hmm.
That was the other thing I said. People was praying.
Okay. So I want to start right there with praying. So do you pray?
Do I pray?
Yeah.
Not as much as I should,
Mm-hmm.
but I pray. I'm a Muslim.
Okay. So I've noticed that there are a lot of people they pray, and a lot of their spirituality and their religious beliefs is just because it's what's been taught to them. They're just kind of going through the motions, but there isn't any real intention behind what they're doing. So, what was it that caused you to start praying?
Um, I'm gonna say this. All right, speaking on religion, my thoughts on religion first and foremost. I don't think it's too much about prayer, because all you got to do is believe.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And you can say your prayers however you say them. But my personal opinion on Christianity was beaten to black folks.
Hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And black people just for some strange reason, I'm not gonna say all black people because you got the people that stand up for what they believe in. But I hate to say it, but it's like black people want to be a part of something. You know what I'm saying? Instead of building something on their own. Now you see a lot of black people building their own structure and building their own foundations and having making moves on their own. But back in those times, they didn't have structure. They didn't have foundations to
Hmm.
build on. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying like the NCAAP or something like that. I'm saying within self. You know, they came over here slaves.
Hmm.
The Africans that was in Africa sold their people for some money. A bright idea.
Right.
Man, we can sell some of these weak people until they start understanding what's one problem a lot of black people got. You can't save. You don't know how to save that fast money.
Hmm.
As soon as you get it, you got to go pay something or you got to go buy something just because you got some money in your pocket.
Hmm.
So when the black people come over here, I don't know what the religion was. I don't know what the origin was. I don't know who they was praying to. If they was praying to uh God or if they was praying to whatever, or however they was doing it back then. I'm not sure. The Bible only gives us stories that we can go off of. We just reading it black and white. We just saying that it's true, but we don't know for sure if it's true or not. It gives us something to look forward to.
Mm-hmm.
But when the black people start coming to America, you know, they had different names. What's your name? My name Kuta Kente. No, your name Toby. No, they changed the name. They said that Jesus was white. Jesus wasn't white. If Jesus was white, I was born in the Middle East. You don't see no white people in the Middle East.
Right.
Not physically born there. And if
Mm-hmm.
they are born there, they because of somebody came to the country and you know what I'm saying, and was and built a family there. And there's nothing wrong with that because you know, however you see it, you still born in the Middle East, you just not at the center of the Middle East. But you Moroccan if you born in Morocco.
Right. Yeah.
But they come over here and they give us all these rules and they give us all these laws and they say, you know, your Jesus is white, blonde hair, blue eyes. And even in the Bible, it said that, you know, Jesus had hair wool and he wasn't blonde hair, blue eyes. You know what I'm saying? They say, you know, he was a man of color. And they teach us that they give us a picture and they say, no, this is the Jesus that you want to pray to. This is God, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they say that Jesus is God. Even in the Bible, Jesus say that he's not God. Don't pray to me, pray to my Father.
Mm-hmm.
Even in the Bible, you know, in the New Testament, you know what I'm saying? So they give us all these laws and they teach us and they teach us stuff. We don't have no choice but to learn because we don't know how to read. We don't know how to write. Back then, you know, it was no real civilization. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like now was way different. You know,
Mm-hmm.
now we got an understanding and we started standing together. But back then in those times, now you have a choice to say I'm a Muslim, or now you got a choice to say I'm a Christian, Catholic. I pray to Buddha, or I want to pray to Satan himself. Now you just got a choice
Right.
to say that. But back in those times where you know we didn't have no control over the land, or you know, if it wasn't for the Civil War, we wouldn't have freedom. None
Mm-hmm.
of that. That's why I don't like. That's why they didn't like Abraham Lincoln. He respected that the free people wanted no slavery and they won that war and they went that way and said, "Nah, we got to be fair."
Mm-hmm.
Can't go. Come here, can't go. Excuse me.
um. Okay. So
Nardo.
I got one final question for you, man. So the other thing that you said, and actually, I want to put this picture back up here because I thought it was, um, I thought it was super interesting. As many times as I've looked at this picture, I've
I'm
never
listening.
had anybody say what you said. Here we go.
Right.
Um, the whole brainstorming thing, people praying, that was super interesting to me. But one of the things that you said was everybody had the same idea. Like when you looked at this picture, it
Right.
seemed like everybody had the same idea. So
Mm-hmm.
I want to talk about groupthink. So groupthink, it discourages individuality. It also discourages creativity. And when I look
Right.
at the music industry right now, I see a lot of groupthink. See a lot of people that are on the same page, trying to make the same kind of music. They have the same sound. They all walk to the beat of the same drum, and it really, this is, in order to make music, you have to create it. In order to create something that makes you a creator, but I feel like creators should be more. I think there should be more focus on creators being individuals rather than people trying to get creators to do what another creator did.
Right.
So, so my question to you is, because when I listen to your music, it ain't like everybody else's music. It's not part of. You can tell that you're not with that whole group thing. You're not going to follow the path of everybody else, man. So, but what is it that caused you to say, you know what, I'm gonna separate myself from the pack?
Uh, I think I said that on one of my songs. Everybody sound the same, but I gotta show them that I'm different.
Hmm.
Growing up, I wasn't a big Tupac fan, but I like all Tupac music.
Okay.
Everybody in DC was Tupac fans. Not everybody, but the majority. When the Tupac and Biggie thing was going on, because Tupac was saying Biggie name in the disses, and Biggie wasn't saying his name back in the disses, but he was making real funny, phrases to, the Faith Evans thing and everything.
Right. Yeah.
Everybody was Tupac fans.
Mm-hmm.
I'm an underdog. I'm from Savannah Place. I ain't from Savannah Terrace.
Right.
When you from Savannah Terrace, you in the light already.
Mm-hmm.
I had to create that light. I had to be the light and not be up under it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's what I mean by me saying, I'm different. I don't want to sit right there and be the next. I can't be the next Michael Jordan or the next Puff Daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm myself.
Right.
I'm gonna be the next Ronaldo.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because that's the type of mark I want to leave. I don't want to leave a marker saying, yeah, he wasn't nothing but the next. He wasn't nothing but another Puff Daddy or another Suge Knight. Or that's not what I want for myself.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, I always wanted to be different.
So is it safe to say that you kind of pay attention to the climate of everything that's going on to make sure that you're not falling in line with everything else that they doing?
Yeah, I fall in line with some of the stuff they doing too, though. Don't get it wrong. I just do it my way.
Okay.
It's not the auto tune thing. You know what I'm saying? So everybody doing auto tune, but if you doing the auto tune and it don't sound good or sound distorted, or I use the worst. Well, it use the worst program in the making of music and make it sound like I'm using, or make it sound like I'm going to a professional studio.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I don't want nobody to never think. I'm letting you know that I can use the weakest stuff and produce the highest quality because I'm the quality.
Right. Okay.
It ain't about the food that you cooking. I mean, it ain't about the kitchen that you cooking the food in.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the person that's cooking the food.
Right.
You say I can't cook in nobody else's kitchen. Shit, you know how to cook, don't you?
Right.
You're gonna produce that same good ass meal that you gonna do in that kitchen as you gonna do in your own kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I look at it. Like, it's good music. I listen to a lot of it. Don't get me wrong. I listen to a lot of it, and I got a download playlist. And it's not what I want to say. It's not off of, you play a song and then that song generated another song. Nah, but all the music I listen to is downloaded off Apple Music. So it's only gonna play what I want to listen to.
Mm-hmm.
So if it can't do it my way,
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to tell. You guys say your gram like this. I wish the fuck I would. You ain't gotta put me on that song. Now, give me the beat. I remake the beat and do my own version. Yeah, like, I don't understand that. Oh, I can understand a remix.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't gonna put my homie name out there, but Beyonce had a song with a hitting ass beat, and it wasn't flawless. It was something like flawless, but it wasn't flawless. And my man had made a song, and we was listening to it, and I said, "Bro, how you gonna make the hook just like Beyonce?" Like, I can't think of the name. It was one of them twerking songs that she made with one of them with like a trap beat or something like that. And the joint crank for a female.
Mm-hmm.
But why are you talking about? Oh, she's spinning something like that. I can't think of the name of that job. I say, man, why the fuck would you do that, bro? You supposed to freestyle the whole song or came up with your own hook and made your own song off the beat, bro. Why is she using Beyonce content, bro? He was on Beyonce. He's doing that Beyonce thing. I say, man, nah, fuck no, bro. We can't live like that. Not as men, not as banned from DC.
Mm-hmm.
DC is the king of is the king of taking somebody else's style and making it their own.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But we take other people's styles, and it ain't just it ain't just taking other people's styles. It's a little bit from here, it's a little bit from there, it's a little bit from there, and we piecing that shit together and making our own, creating our own out of it. We ain't copycats. We like
Right.
what we see everybody do it. But as being from DC, we ain't gonna go buy a pair of New Balance because the next person got it.
Mm-hmm.
That's something we don't do.
Right. Yeah.
Cause I don't stand in line for no tennis shoe.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't, man. You say we gotta wait 6 o'clock in the morning, gotta be out. I wish the fuck them shoes ain't that important. I wait till I can order them online.
Right. Yeah.
But it's being from the city, from the south side anyway. It ain't no copycat. We always trying to outdo each other over this motherfucker.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah. Definitely, man. But you know what, man? You were talking about how we make get things from other places and then make it our own. But you know what? That's music.
Right.
That's the way music, like different genres of music, have been created by taking something from this genre
This
and taking
place
something
and
from that genre. I
right.
mean, and it goes back as far as, I mean, hell, when music first started, and then it just started to progress. But that's part of the progression.
That's part of the progression.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
we don't get credit. We don't get credit for a
Hmm.
lot of this shit that rappers do. Like even when they go with that live sound,
Hmm.
DC don't get no credit.
Right. Hmm.
Why?
Yeah.
I ain't
Yeah.
gonna say we originated go-go, cause we didn't. We didn't originate it. That came from like the Ohio Players and
Hmm.
Earth, Wind and Fire and shit. Bands like that. But
Hmm.
it ain't it ain't what they doing. Go-go is something totally different.
Yeah.
It ain't what they doing.
Hmm.
It's what we doing.
But the influence was there, and then
Right?
we
Yeah.
took it and
Yeah.
made it
Yeah.
go go.
Definitely. Yeah. It definitely came from that origin. If you listen to Chuck Brown,
Hmm. Right.
you'll understand that. But they gonna get it one day.
Yeah.
They
Or
gonna get
not.
it one day.
Whatever. As long as we know, it's all that matters.
What they say? What's my favorite line? I don't give a fuck.
Well, look here, man. I'm gonna move on to the next part of the show. So this part right here, I call flip the script.
Right.
So what I'm gonna do is all of the pictures that you've already seen, I'm gonna flip them all upside down.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you what I see in all of these pictures that are flipped upside down. So based off of what I see, you can ask me, you can choose any one of these pictures and then ask me a question based
Right.
off what I see.
Oh, it's about to
All
be a comedy show. Come on,
right.
let's get the laugh there.
So we're gonna start here. So right here, you said you saw a skull, two animals getting along. So upside down, that's what it looks like. And to me, it looks like the two chess pieces, the bishop in our chess. It looks like two bishops going head to head. So in the other picture, so this one right here, you said you saw people praying, brainstorming, everybody having the same idea. And upside down,
Feel like the
to
Prince
me,
sign.
yo, it does. It does. I didn't even think about that, but it does look like the first time. But it also looks like some sort of alien and a candle.
Yeah.
I see an alien and a candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. So then the final picture. So this one you say you saw upper body strength and people growing apart. Now
Right.
flipped upside down, this kind of looks to me like Satan. I see the horns from the top of his head, so it looks like Satan, but it looks like Satan is buff. So, but it
Satan been
looks
going to the
like,
gym, huh?
yeah, but it looks like he's trying to convince somebody that he's tougher than he really is, but he ain't.
Yeah.
So, all right. So, which one of these pictures you want to use to ask me a question?
That last one. The
The
Satan
last
thing.
one. This one. Okay.
The Satan thing.
Okay. All right. What you want to ask
So, what made you? What made you think of that? Because I would have never thought of that. That would have never crossed my mind.
me?
The Satan thing. And we face with demons every day.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But Satan, I lie to you not. I try not to think negative. So
Mm-hmm.
if I try not to think negative, that's like where you coming from with the Satan thing.
Well, for me, I try not to have negative thoughts as well. I get it, but I'm gonna put the picture back up. So this is really not so much about what I feel, it's about what I see.
Right.
So when I see this, that was just the first thing that I saw. But after I see what I see, now we can start dealing with what I feel. And that's when I kind of went into, first the description was I see Satan. It looks like he's buff, like he's been working out, right?
Right.
But then we kind of go into what I feel. And what I said I feel is that he's trying to make it appear as if he's tougher than what he really is.
Right.
And I think that's where the real story is because, for us, of course, like you said, we face the demons every single day. Satan is always trying to be a negative influence, trying to veer us off course. But we know because of our connection to God, because of our spirituality, that he ain't built for that. I don't care
Right.
how built he may look in this picture, he ain't built. And that's why I say he's trying to make it appear as if he's tougher than what he is, because he
Right.
has to give the illusion. He has to create this illusion to trick you into thinking that he's the one that's in control.
Right.
So that's where, yeah, it looks like something negative, but for me, it really is something positive because fact of the matter is Satan is real.
Right.
He really is real. He's there. But the positive side to that is I see him for who he is. And I
Right.
ain't falling for his tricks. And I don't care what type of illusion he tries to put up. I ain't falling for it.
Not this time.
Not this time, not next time either. I done
Yeah.
fell for too many tricks. So
I said that I had to be somewhere. And
hmm
you notice whenever I don't gotta be nowhere, I ain't got nothing to do.
hmm
I'm always getting somewhere. I be over there 15 minutes. I ain't got nothing to do. Boom, over there. 10 minutes.
uh-huh.
Showed up fast. The moment I got something to do, it's traffic everywhere.
hmm
Can't get there. I'm stuck. Where you at,
Right.
bro? Hey, man, I'm sitting right here at the light around the corner. I just can't turn onto the street. Why? It's too many cars. Like, never. People can never understand that. Oh, you got a job interview. You're going to be late for some strange reason.
hmm
But that's why I always set my clock 10 minutes ahead.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't have a late problem. I'm gonna be on time.
hmm
But that's that's a big thing though. Satan is always in your way.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah.
always in your way.
Yeah. And he always gonna pop up, man. And the thing is, he pops up in different forms, man. Oftentimes he doesn't come with the horns trying to scare you because people are going to shy away from something that's scary. He's going to pop up as lust. He's going to pop
Yeah.
up as drugs or alcohol or sex or, well, I say lust, but I mean, he's going to pop up in a way, that lust demon is the most beautiful demon. You're going to look at this demon and see her with her curves and her beautiful face and yeah, and
I
but his
wrote a song called Lust Issues.
hmm lust issues.
Yeah. And it's a lot of women gonna say it's being disrespectful.
hmm
But it's honestly coming from a man. Like a lot
Right.
of men don't want to have relationships, but
hmm
feel like they being pressured into one.
Right. Yeah.
And the lust, and when I say lust, man, that's a strong thing to have.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You can lust for something and think that you love it.
hmm
You don't care nothing about it, but the way you lust for it, the way you yearn for it, you can love something, and because of lust, you don't love it no more.
right.
Barbara, this Richie, I ain't never coming back. Take it easy. That was lust. That
Yeah.
wasn't no love. That was all lust.
Yep.
I know what you
Absolutely.
on.
Absolutely. Yeah. It is. It's scary, man. It is definitely scary, but because to have something that beautiful, but it could end in such a demonic way, that's scary. That's scary. And then sometimes you lose control. You lose
Yeah.
control trying to chase that lust, man. Trying to chase that lust demon. So for the longest time, that lust demon controlled me, man, for a long time. But
I ain't let it control me because I couldn't never get to it. But if I could have got to it, it probably would have got me. Well, it would not keep me. It'd get me. It was, no, I don't want you no more. You fuck back over there with the so, but they don't want nobody. They don't want nobody that knows lust. They don't want you to
right.
know it's lust.
Yeah.
I know it's lust. I'm willing to take that chance. No, hell no. Fuck away. You trying to fuck somebody's life up. You trying to fuck your own life.
Yeah, for real. For real. Well, look here, man. We about to go ahead and get out of here, man. But before we do, I want you to just let everybody know exactly where they can find your music and anything that you got coming up.
All right, my music is on all platforms. It's on Apple Music, Tidal, Pandora, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. It's on all platforms. If you find YouTube, just go search my name, Nardo D. Minnis. It's spelled with 2 hyphens in the middle, but you don't have to use the 2 hyphens. I'm the only Nardo D. Minnis out there. That's why I changed my name from Young Nardo to Nardo the Menace.
Yeah.
And then it's my name, but my Instagram is Freddie Smith Loco. My Twitter is Nardo the Menace. My Instagram is Danny Gibson. I don't know why it's Danny Gibson. I just named it Danny Gibson. Maybe I wanted to be in between Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, so I just named it Danny Gibson. Lethal Weapon over this motherfucker.
I was about to say, so then you got to release an album under that name and call it Lethal Weapon.
What's that? The Danny Gibson Lethal Weapon. Doing all wrong. Ain't nothing police going on in that motherfucker. But what's that? Instagram. Oh, I got the Cream Team Money Gang. That's on Instagram. And the other Facebook one is Deron Taylor.
Okay.
And
So
they don't need no emails or nothing like that. But all the pages are open. Ain't none of them blocked. You don't gotta go on there. Got the press friend request to do none of that. You just got to request the. You do got to request to message me though. You can't just message me.
Right. Okay. You got any performances coming up?
Nah, no performances, no time. So I'm actually still working on the videos, the visuals for the album. I just couldn't. The album been done. I just couldn't let the album sit on the show. So I went back and retweaked this and took away that and added this. So, but I'm working on my next joint called Supervised Release though. Next one, the next one will be hitting. Probably have a little bit more features. I don't know. Really don't care. Middle name is I don't give a fuck. I call you for a feature. If you show up, they be like, "What happened, bro?" I already did that song. You have to find something else. You took too long, home. I told you I was on it that day. Don't call me the next day and expect me that song to still be open.
Well, man, I'm looking forward to all the music, man. And man, I just want to thank you for your time, man. Thank you for just being so open and honest and sharing all of this stuff with me. I love being able to show people a different side, not just the rapper side, but just being able to see a different side of the person. And then when they listen to the music, they're like, so much is starting to make sense. When I think back to the interview and the things he was saying in the interview, all of this stuff makes sense as I listen to the music. So it just, yeah.
I appreciate that, man. I'm always willing to do these interviews, you know what I'm saying? Just to give people, different insight on life as we know it.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We like what they call DC is like it's like a world within inside of a world.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's two different cities within DC.
Yeah.
Well, probably not no more. Probably not no more the way it's been going.
Right.
Ain't
Yeah.
nothing divided over this motherfucker. You can't go up Georgetown and say I'm gonna get a piece of mind because it's going down up that motherfucker too.
Right. Yeah.
But give them a piece of how we see life.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, look, man, we about to get out of here, but before we do, I got one more picture I'm gonna show you, and I want you to just tell me exactly what you see here.
This podcast is dope.
And I couldn't agree more. Thank you again, man. Thank you so much for your time. And for everybody else out there, y'all be good to each other.
Hey, salute.